Here's the thing though. So if you have a person that's like-minded like you and has the same drive and is going to benefit you, then yeah, it's better to do it with two people. However, if there's one person that's going to be like, in group projects at school when there's like always that slacker that just kind of like gets dragged and carried by the team,
Oh yeah, for sure.
like those are the type of people you shouldn't be around. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Voro-Pod. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about our interest in cars. This episode is going to be mainly led by or focused on Alec because he's more of the car expert, right?
I'd say so, yeah.
You know more about cars than me.
Oh, of
So
course,
yeah,
of course.
he's way more like passionate and interested in them. He knows like all the specs or I don't know all the specs, but he knows more
Not
than me
all
for
the
sure.
specs.
Yeah, because I like cars, but I never really study them. I just like going fast. That's about it.
What's the
But, yeah.
fastest car you've been in?
Yours?
Really?
Well, what do you mean? Like the fastest like a car
No,
I've
no.
driven, or
No. Like you've been in like one of the fastest
oh,
cars.
just the one like its top speed?
Not like top speed, like just fast, like
What do you mean, like acceleration?
acceleration. Yeah, acceleration.
Oh, okay. I think I've been in a Tesla.
Oh,
Probably the fastest
yeah,
one.
probably have. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, I haven't been in any like expensive luxury cars or anything like that.
Mm.
But the top speed I've ever been in a car was. Should we say how fast he went?
Nah.
150 miles per hour. Yeah.
Of course.
Well, that's how the speed I was going in. I don't know. You probably went quicker before. Anyways, before we get into the cars, let's just do like any life updates and
Yeah.
stories or anything. Let's get into a new segment we actually have. It's called Bible Verse of the Day. And in today's episode, we're going to read from Psalms 1, verse 1. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers. How do you understand this verse?
Okay, so Psalms 1, I understand it as there's this very popular saying that I think might have came from this passage, might have not. I'm not sure, but it goes something like this: "You are who you hang out with." So
Mm-hmm. So in this verse, it's saying pretty much, don't follow in the steps of wicked people. Don't hang around like sinners or like sit in the company of mockers. So pretty much don't hang around the wrong crowd because that is going to lead you to become like the same type of person. Because as Alex said, whoever you hang around, you eventually become that person. So if you hang around with drug addicts, you'll probably become a druggie. Even if it's not to the same extent as them, you'll probably like try it at least once or do it a couple times and you can like fall into a bad habit. So yeah, like you'll influence them, they'll influence you, but you'll eventually start heading down the wrong path. So knowing that, what kind of crowd do you want to hang around?
I want to hang around with you, Vlad.
With me?
Oh yeah, with you.
Nice
don't
little
don't
voice
get me
crack there.
sentimental. Actually, it's something in my throat, but whatever.
Right, but still. Okay, anyways.
Of course.
So you want to hang out with me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's it? No one else?
Well, I'd like to hang out with, people with motivation, people with goals, with big goals, people that want to be successful, people that have drive, you know,
What kind of drive? What are you looking
drive.
for?
What am I looking for?
They want to be
Drive for
successful in what way?
For greatness, for
For
greatness.
greatness. So are you
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for people that have ideas like in business or just want to, like you just mean to better themselves? Just like in
Both.
any aspect. Okay.
Every aspect. I think that if you try to better yourself in every aspect, I think that business is kind of like
It's somewhere in there.
it's on the way. It's like
Yeah.
it's like on the way because you want to better your lifestyle. You want to Because with like to have a good lifestyle, you kind of need money, and you know, to get money, you kind of need to be successful. So
Right.
yeah,
I think a good way or a good group to surround yourself with is you got to have a bunch of people from like different sides of the table. So like one person that's very passionate about fitness, one person that's passionate about this business, and then like just a bunch of different, I guess, sides of the table, and that'll allow you to become well-rounded and the people in your group, so you guys can like have experts in like every single field. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
with
I know what
that,
you mean.
like you can, I guess, just be a well-rounded person and have a path or direction to go. Like if like something doesn't work out in your life, you have an option to go somewhere else, or like someone else can help you out. So I think it's important just to like have a variety of different options you can do in life, and that will also help you become successful.
Yeah, that's why they tell people to like get mentors and like what you want to be, and also like get friends that have money because they might have gone through what you've gone through, or probably been in the situation that you were, so like they help you out. They explain to you, how to get out of the situation you're in.
Because they have the years of experience, and they might have experienced that in the amount of like, you can say like someone that's been successful and has done everything, they've learned that over 20 years, but that 20 years of experience can be handed down to you in like just a couple of days or a couple of months or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and you can study that and pretty much grow on top of that, so you're already set at a higher
I
level.
I actually have a question for you because
Uh-huh.
I know that some people be like, "Oh, I want the hard way," because some people say that they want the hard way. They want to learn everything, but then there's like other people that, oh, they'll use those kind of information like that people give, and it's basically easier, right? Because you don't have to go through the struggle of figuring it out for 20 years. Do you think that you would take the information and make it easy for yourself, or would you take the hard way and learn it by
Well,
yourself?
what do you mean by hard way? Like don't listen to anyone, just go through the
Not
experiences yourself?
not necessarily don't listen to you, just don't go out looking for um
Well, because I feel like the hard way
I
is
guess.
not like researching or listening to other people or like taking other people's advice and kind of just like
Yeah.
doing your own thing. So,
Learning by yourself basically.
yeah, I feel like that's pretty stupid to do, honestly. Like, what's the point? I guess it allows you to become, that's not even more creative. It's just going to be you. So, I guess it's like
Wasting time.
yeah, you're wasting time, but you're not going to be influenced by anyone else. So, you're just going to be authentic and original. But I feel like that's just a dumb thing to do. Like, why would you not take other people's advice that have been through that, and then you can save yourself a bunch of trouble, a bunch of worry, and then that'll allow you to become more successful because you're able to subtract that amount of time and then build on top of that.
Hmm.
So you just like you're already put in a better situation. Like that's kind of
So,
why you can go ahead. Yeah.
so would you want to be self-made, or would you want to be helped? Like, you have the
Helped.
option of being self-made, or you're helped, but
No
you're
one
still at
ever
the
is
same
self-made.
position,
Is
right?
the thing.
There's some people that are self-made.
No,
There,
because at the
I'm
end of
sure
the
there is.
day, you're always helped out by someone else. Like
Not necessarily helped out. He reached those goals by himself. Like helped out as in like, let's say you find a guy that is like, or like a family member that's in the line of business that you're in, and he gives you, let's say, contracts for, because you guys work together. You guys are helping. He's helping you with getting contracts or something like that. So you got those contracts. Now you're rich, right? That's being helped, right? But there's another guy that got those contracts by going through years of working and proving to some people, to finding
but at
people
the end
that
of the
give those
day,
contracts.
those people that became successful and like worked through the like hardships or difficulties, they still had friends around them that helped them out in certain situations and didn't request money. Like just like you always have a group around you or like someone to help you out, you know? Like you
I
might
know,
have.
but it's still like okay, we're not gonna say like he's not helped at all, but like he's still like self-made. He didn't like get helped, you know. He didn't get tossed money in his face by being like by knowing someone or
Hmm.
being related to someone. You know what I mean?
So what's your question? What would I
Do
rather be,
you
helped or that?
not rather be, but do you think that there's a difference, or is like there's like a moral like difference?
No. I
There's no
think,
moral difference.
well, like there's obviously difference, like when you've been helped out and when you haven't been as much, like you don't have like that
Do you look up?
influence. But I
Do you
feel
look at those
like
people differently?
no, because I feel like that's just utilizing your resources and being smart.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have that option to be guided by someone else in that field, I would take that like any day over something like
Mm-hmm.
that, like I have no idea about, you know. It's definitely a
Yeah.
smarter thing to do. Like that's how you have a better chance of becoming successful when you have someone to guide you or you have some experience. That's kind of why I want to do a bee business or a construction business, because I have someone to guide me, you know.
Uh-huh. So, so you think that being not okay? How about let's not take it like guide. Let's take it to a different direction. Like there's there's a way that you it makes it easier for you, but it's like it makes it easier for you, but you aren't alone because you know you're being like two people instead of one. Everything is easier when you have two people to carry something. It's a lot easier when you have two people, right? So it's always easier when you're doing something with someone. Do you think that's cheating?
What do you mean? How's that cheating?
Okay, it's not cheating, but like, do you would you rather do stuff by yourself in business or would you do with together with someone?
Together.
Together?
It well depends who the person is.
Okay. Okay. I just brought up like had something on my mind because there was this thing that I heard. It's like when you put resources together, right? It's easier, right? You put resources together, you have twice the amount of money to double or multiply. You have
Okay,
twice the amount of
here's the
work.
thing though. So if you have a person that's like-minded like you and has the same drive and is going to benefit you, then yeah, it's better to do it with two people. However, if there's one person that's going to be like, you know, in group projects at school when there's like always that slacker that just kind of like gets dragged and carried by the team,
Oh yeah, for sure.
like those are the type of people you shouldn't be around, like, or do a business with, because I think they're going to be bringing you down and they're just going to be the ones taking the money
Hmm.
from you. So that's gonna and you're pretty much just carrying someone, giving the money, and then having to deal with their like stress amount. So that's not worth it. You have to pick good business partners for it to actually be worth it.
Well, that goes back to the first part where we were talking
Yeah.
about you got to hang out with who you want to hang out with in the first place, right?
Hmm.
You're not gonna be business partners with someone you don't trust or you don't um, you're not like minded
Correct.
with, I guess. So yeah.
I think that's
So
good
is
for
there?
that segment. That was a lot we just
Yeah,
talked about for a Bible verse. Led into just whole entire life stories or
yeah.
life plans.
Hmm. You got
Um,
any updates with your life?
Me, I got
Anything
a
new?
couple. I got
Yeah.
a story from school. Here, let me bring it up. I got my notes. So I was walking from one of my classes to the gym,
Hmm.
and there was this kid that used to live behind me. I used to be friends with him, and they rented the house. They probably lived there for around like a year. And I used to go over to this kid's house. We played like games. He was he was like interested in a lot of cool stuff. Like he's also going into electrical engineering, so I feel like we just like clicked when he lived behind me. But I actually saw this kid at BSU, and he was rolling a snowman because we just recently got snow in Idaho, and he was just like rolling it out in the field, and
Hmm.
he was like the only one in the field. So I kind of like looked over and like I recognized him. I was like, interesting. I'm just gonna walk up to him and see what's up, and we kind of like talked about how life's been, how like I'm liking school, how he is, and stuff like that. And then he's like, dude, perfect timing that you came because I really needed help to lift like the separate balls up to stack up the snowman. And like, I don't know, I was thinking about not coming up to him, because
Yeah.
I'm kind of more of a reserved person. I was like, yeah, you know what? It's cold outside. I'm just gonna go to the gym. But I'm like, you know what? Today I'm just gonna go talk to this kid. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's really important to just like any situation you have in life, just kind of to come up with to people that you haven't seen in a while and just like talk to them because I feel like it's gonna be beneficial for them, for you, and just gonna allow you to grow because I was able to help this kid out, maybe like talk about any like hints he can give me because he's like in the same field as me
Hmm.
for college, and he could have gave me some advice. He's a year older than me. But yeah, it was just like cool to help him out and stacked up a snowman. I got a cool picture, took a selfie with him. I'll post the picture of the snowman, but it's like I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cool just to talk to him, get to know him
Yeah.
again. What do you think? Are you gonna start coming up to people like that, or do you already do that?
I don't really, since I moved, I don't really know people
Right.
like from before. But I come up to like new people at the gym sometimes, like
So like
as long as they're
I'm not
not
that type of a
girls.
person, so
As long as they're
I
not girls, I'll come up to people.
I'm okay.
Yeah, guys, I'll come up to guys.
Yeah.
I'll talk to them, but I don't talk to girls.
I think it's really beneficial because you can learn a lot and it just
Yeah, the guy actually I came up to today, dude, he's insane. He benches your amount and he probably weighs, I don't know, maybe like 10, 15 pounds more than me. Okay,
but
maybe like 20. I'm not
explain
exactly
to
sure, but
everyone
insane.
how he did his bench.
Uh, might have been cheating a little bit, but
How did he do it? Just explain it.
how?
Just
How?
yeah,
So his butt comes off the
yeah.
bench and his like back is
Really
bent.
angles up his back so he has barely any range of motion. Like, bro, get out of here. I do 275, complete flat back, super
Flat
long
back?
arms. Huh?
You don't bend your back like a little bit.
Well, at the top, like correct form, you retract. You don't bend your back. You retract your shoulders and make them
Yeah.
wide, so you have like a wider base.
But there
But
is like a little gap between like right here, right?
well, that's just
Like
a
between
normal
the
back.
bench.
Like you have a little arch in your back.
Well, yeah, okay. So it's not flat completely.
Well, if you're doing flat, you have to like go like this. But just a normal posture. He's pointing his wiener up in the air for some reason when he's doing his bench press.
It's
Like that does
practicing.
not count.
All right. So yeah,
Anyways, I have a huge ego, and I don't want people to be stronger
of
than
course,
me.
of course. I mean, he gave me a little hint about how to reach my goal
Oh,
for
just
my
cheat
bench.
a little bit. Is that what he said?
Yeah, yeah. He said to start hitting 10 reps with as much weight as possible. So I could do that with 135. I haven't tried to do 10 with any more than that, but next time I
So
will.
he's telling you to hit the optimal amount of 6 to 10 reps. That's been known for ages now.
I guess so.
Life changing news, huh?
Yeah, I actually hit 185 like without spotter, without anything today. So like it was
pretty good.
it went up pretty easy. Like it
Yeah.
not easy, but it wasn't like difficult where I was like shaking, like couldn't get it up.
Yeah.
But I think I might have gained another 5 pounds to my max. So
Oh, I
too
actually have
fast.
another story to talk about the gym. So I was just zoned out listening to music, and there was a bar next to my foot, and some
Mhm.
chick apparently came up from behind me, and I was just looking out the window, and she's like, excuse me," I like said it 3 times, and like I didn't hear it because I have my music turned up. Just
Mhm.
looking out the window, and I look to my side. I'm like, "What the heck?" I just jumped to the, cause she's like right next to me, and
Uh,
then I like take out my headphone. I'm like, "Sure, I'm sorry, I did not see you there." She's like, "No, no, it's fine. I knew that was gonna happen because I said excuse me 3 times, and you were just zoned out. So I'm like, I'm definitely gonna scare this kid." And she's like, "Anyways, can I have that bar next to your foot?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." She just took it, and then left, but I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I was like, this scared me. Like my heart rate was so high after that.
Was she your
And
age?
yeah, well, it was at the college gym, so she probably was somewhere around there.
Ah, понятно, понятно.
But the life lesson is always be zoned out at the gym and just focus on yourself, you know?
Of course.
Don't pay attention to the hoes around you.
Of course. Can't pay attention to anyone.
Yeah. I'm just in my own world, just working out. That's how you become the biggest man you can possibly be.
Yeah.
That's where I got from that story. Life lessons all around you, you know?
Of course.
Yeah. Lasha, are we ready to get into the main topic, or you got something else to say?
There's some updates, I guess I could say, to some
Go right
habits
ahead.
that were habits from, what was that, last week? Habits was last episode, yeah. I guess I deleted TikTok so I could
And what caused you to do that?
What caused it? Your brother.
My brother.
Yeah,
What did he
forced
tell you?
me. He forced me.
He forced you?
Oh yeah, forced me.
So you're telling me that you need someone else to
Oh no.
help you with... Okay. So are we lying here, or are we telling the truth?
All right. So basically, what happened was, I had a conversation with him because he's a little more experienced. I had a
Mhm.
conversation with him. He's like, "What do you think would expedite your situation, or make your situation better for what you're in right now?" And I said, probably more attention. Probably. Wait, let me say this
More
correctly.
tension.
Less distractions. There you go.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Less distractions.
To get you out of your, like...
Like,
I'm sorry, what was your
like,
situation?
well, my situation is I'm stuck in one place. I can't, and I'm not like progressing.
You're not growing in
college
any...
currently.
Yeah, okay, I see.
I mean, I'm growing. Last couple days, 100%, like 100%, like learned a lot. I think I'm
That's good.
ready to take the test soon. Sorry, maybe tomorrow. But yeah. So he asked me what I can do, and he said, the big distraction, you probably should delete TikTok because I spend a lot of time on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's probably that's why I deleted TikTok, because I spent a lot of time on it, and
Main distraction?
yeah, my main distraction. So now I'm focused on college, a lot.
You deleted
Today.
it yesterday or when?
Last night. Yeah.
Last night. So you weren't on it all day today, right?
Nope.
How have you noticed your day like change, or like your mentality? Or maybe it's like
No.
not extreme on the first day, but like have you noticed any differences at all?
Well, I'm pulling to my phone trying to find TikTok. I pull it out trying to find TikTok, and I was like, "Oh
Right.
shoot, I deleted it." Like when I just sit down and I just I'm just like, let me scroll through a couple TikToks, and yeah, I got that, and then I guess I have like a little more focused on the schoolwork, because I know that
Mhm.
like there's nothing really on my phone to go to. A little more focused, but nothing big. It was just
Yeah, that's
the
good.
first
I
10, I
deleted
guess.
TikTok a long time ago. I definitely noticed the same thing, and like I kind of go on YouTube Reels a lot, but it's less interesting than TikTok for sure. So I end up like
Mm.
scrolling through a couple videos. I'm like, what the heck am I watching? And then get off. So like I'm able to break free from that a lot quicker than TikTok, because TikTok like
Yeah.
literally targets exactly what you want.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's get into the main topic now.
Let's do it.
All right, Adik, what type of cars have you owned in your life?
Cars that I've owned in my life. I've owned 2 cars, and the first one, I had an E350. It was a 2008 Mercedes. It
Can you imagine that at 16 years old, he drove a Mercedes, a top tier car.
Yeah, top tier. Is that top tier?
I don't know.
Would you consider
Something
Mercedes
people
a top
flex
tier?
for sure. I think it's a
Yeah.
nice car. Mercedes are known to
Nice
be like
car.
luxurious, or like in a way bougie. Like that's something that those rappers flex and everything like that. They're like,
Yeah.
drive an AMG, you know? They
Yeah.
say stuff like that, but I wouldn't say yours is necessarily that big of a flex. It's like a nice car as a teenager, but it's not like, you know.
It's a luxury car. Like it drove very nice.
Yeah.
It
Post a
was like
picture of it if
spacey.
you have one, right? Of what it looks like.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure you
We'll post
do,
a
yeah.
picture, yeah. It was nice. It drove very nice. It kind of spoiled cars for me because every single time now when I get into a car, I expect it to drive nice at least. Like I don't. When I got into Vlad's car, I was like a little bit like, yo, what is this? Like
Which one was it?
the first one,
The
the first
Prius?
one.
Civic? Okay.
Civic. The Prius is fine.
Yeah.
The Prius
Well,
is fine.
bro.
It's a
like
nice
anyone
car.
that got in that car, I was like, "What the heck is this?"
Oh yeah. Oh for sure.
Okay, let me tell you something about it. In the winter time, whenever it got colder, there was like some type of leaks at the bottom of the mats, and they weren't rubber mats. They were like those like carpet
Yeah.
ones, so it would absorb all of the water. And there's literally like a pool, like super cold water, a pool that's like right under the driver's seat, and I was like kind of like splash around in it while I drove to school and like stuff like that. And like it didn't
Yeah.
disappear until like summertime once like it got more dry in my area and everything. So
Yeah, I visited
absolute
you.
garbage.
I visited you, and then you showed me the puddle. So
Yeah.
we drove
You know,
around
like
in it.
not a literal puddle, but it was moist, like very moist.
Yeah. Yeah,
Made
I
the car
remember.
stink so bad.
Oh
But yeah, that was my first car that I drove was a beat down 2004 Honda Civic with a 1.8 liter engine.
yeah.
It was something. Every single time I drove over bumps, it'd go like the back bumper would bounce around. The front was super loose because I hit it into a curb and the whole front piece fell off. So I had to get zip ties while I was at the gym and had to like put it together and stuff. So it was garbage. Yeah, like I ran into a curb at the gym and then like I just went back and it completely like fell off the front bumper. So I had to
Yeah.
zip tie it, and I never got bolts to fix it, so it was always zip tied. Even when we gave it away, the people had it on zip ties.
Yeah.
We can talk
Yeah,
a little bit more about your Mercedes or whatever. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
it was nice. No, it's okay. I kind of led the conversation into that, but yeah, it was nice. It's nice to have like a decent car as a teenager. Like it was, but it's spoiled. It spoiled cars to me for like, if I'm being honest. But that's why when I look for a car, kind of now look for like a cool car. I don't really like looking at
Reasonable, like economic
reasonable
cars.
economical cars. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really look at those anymore because of my first car, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
And
was
then
your
my
car
second
that you
one,
got? Oh yeah.
I got a BMW. I actually got it because I wanted a faster car than the
Mhm.
Mercedes. That's why I sold the Mercedes because I wanted a faster car. I like speed, I like going fast. We could talk about how fast
I Am
we went
Speed?
together. I am speed, yeah. So yeah, I got a BMW 335i. It was in 2012. Which was
You don't seem like you're
2
very
years
excited
ago.
talking about it.
No, it was 2 years ago. I'm not excited talking about it because I sold it at a loss. Very, very, very quick. Like it was. I should have sold it. But yeah,
Why did you sell it?
disappointed. I sold it because it had an oil leak.
An oil leak, yeah.
Yeah, it was leaking oil from a seal. I think it was a head
Go
gasket
figure.
seal.
BMW has an oil leak.
Of course.
But you think you could have fixed it? Like
I don't think it would have been. It's not expensive to fix. It's like
Yeah.
$300-$400 to fix. Should have been. I'm not exactly sure. But one story that I do remember with it, I got the car the day after I went to In-N-Out.
Mhm.
Okay, because
I
I was
remember
driving
you
back
told me the
home.
story.
Yeah. So I was driving back home from buying the car, and it was already bad. Like
Mhm.
that it was leaking. And, okay, and then I was like, oh, maybe it was just something happened. I was like, whatever. I'll go take it in and out. I don't have a car, right? That's my only car. So I go to In and Out, and I pull up, and I'm
up.
sitting waiting for the person to come up, because they don't take the order at like a machine. They come up to you at In and Out, and so I'm sitting there, and the car is just puffing smoke, oil smoke, white oil smoke, and it was so bad. I was so
Did
embarrassed.
it
But
smell bad?
oh yeah, like you could smell it inside the car. Well, because it was like getting the
Well,
air
yeah.
from the engine. So, but I didn't get out of the car to check if it was smelling outside, but it smelled inside for sure. I
Yikes.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. My second car that I got was Prius, and that's what I'm currently driving right now. It's a 2015 Prius V, the best on the market. It's the best Prius for sure. It's the biggest one, still has good gas mileage. I'm getting like 42 miles per gallon right now, and it's really nice for college. I think it's definitely the smartest thing I could have done. I wanted to get a Q50, Infinity Q50, but the markets were like way too high, like the used markets for those Infinities. So, and honestly, all markets were pretty high for used cars. And the best option I could have done was just get like a Toyota. They were always like cheaper, used especially, or they're just like still not cheaper, but it's still worth it for the price. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you
And
mean.
yeah, so I just one day I came home from school. My dad said I'm gonna try to win this Prius. I'm like, no, I don't want this Prius. Like, I don't want to be driving a Prius at 17 years old. It's kind of embarrassing. And then he's like, okay, okay, we probably won't win it. They're going expensive right now. And I'm like, okay, whatever. If we don't win it, we'll just keep on looking. And then the next day, when the auction went, I won the car, and now I have a Prius. So, but I think it was a very smart thing. Like, I'm happy my dad got it because now, like I said, I'm getting way better gas mileage. I don't have to pay as much for gas, and it's honestly not bad car at all. Like, I have a lot of room in the back for any extra activities I want to do, and yeah. Anyways, it's a very nice car. I'm not spoiled like Adik yet. I don't have.
Well, I did you buy? Did you
I
buy it by
I bought
yourself?
like not completely. My dad helped me out.
Okay. So this that was the same thing with my first car.
Mhm.
Was helped out half.
Yeah,
Half
for me it was about
was
half to.
Yeah. But the thing was, my dad kind of picked out the car. Like I was happy to go get a Mercedes, of
I'm
course.
messing with you. You're not spoiled.
I know.
My car is
Uh,
worth more than yours at that. Like how much you bought it, just because the used market price
the
was more
market for it,
expensive when
yeah.
I got it. I think, and plus inflation and all of that. I think I got it like well, inflation for 4 years is actually a thing.
Oh
Who
yeah.
knows? Maybe yeah, but
Well, inflation including like the last couple of years, the
yeah.
trillions of dollars that were
But yeah, those are the
minted.
only
I don't
cars
know.
we've owned. Just those two. Adik right now drives a Sprinter van.
Oh
Gives
yeah.
little kids candy and talk about that.
Oh, I give out a lot of candy.
A lot of
A lot
candy.
of Oh yeah.
Do you like that car?
Oh, I love the car. It's amazing. Honestly, like my dad's not
He's
gonna
not
get
gonna
rid
sell
of
it.
it. No, he was thinking about it, but he
So are
wanted to
you
get
gonna
a
end up
truck.
getting a car right now, or are you gonna be driving that?
We're going to check out a car, maybe on Monday, maybe Tuesday.
For you, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm just
Just in case if you
maybe
don't
just
get
in
it.
case, because
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not, and it's far
Right.
away. Like we might change our mind about going. So
Are you gonna? Oh yeah. Well, we also were very interested in doing project cars as well.
oh yeah,
Uh, since I had the Civic, I wanted to engine swap it, like the typical Civic
K20.
drivers when they get those like laptops in their cars and they get like massive engines, and it's a light car, so it like ends up working very
So
well.
they put massive turbos on it. Like
Yeah.
they put a K20, so that's like engine out of a Type R,
Mhm.
and so I think it's out of Type R. I'm pretty
It
sure.
is. It
And
is
then
for
they
sure.
put a massive turbo, and then they pull out they whip out their laptop, and then so
Just
they
pump
type a
it.
little bit. Yeah, they just beep, 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 and then it just does 1,000 horse.
Somehow works out like that.
Yeah.
Nah, just because those engines are able to pump so much power through. I don't understand how it does that. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're
They're
just
built
built.
different.
They'll build different. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the internals are swapped though out of the K20s. When they put the engine in, they make sure to swap the internals with I forgot what it's called, but it's like the metal is forged. I think
Yeah.
that's what it's called. It's forged metal so that it doesn't explode or pop or anything like that. So it stays good.
Yeah, anyways, that's what got me into wanting to build a project car is that one. Like before, I was always like interested and I watched like YouTube videos, but I only started taking it seriously with that car. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe in the future, like I want to do something like that. It seems really fun. So that's definitely a goal I would like I have in my future. What about you? Like, what kind of project cars or ideas do you have in mind?
So this is a very like out there and sort of like a massive project, but
Mm-hmm.
do you've seen Fast and Furious, right? You've
Yeah,
seen Fast
the
and Furious.
car movie.
Oh yeah, of course. I think I have all the teenagers that are into cars have seen it.
Yeah.
They're basically raised on it. Okay, so the car, I think it's in the sixth or the seventh. It was the car that flips other cars. Like, we'll pull up a picture because
Yeah.
I don't know
Let
if
me
it
look at
really
it real
has a
quick.
name. I don't think he has a name.
The
I
ramp
think it's
car.
called
That's what it's
the
called.
ramp car. Yeah, I knew it had like a weird name, but yeah, it's it's
Yeah, I'll pull up a picture.
it's super sick. Yeah, you can pull it up and then I'll explain the actual project.
Kind of looks
But
like an F1 car.
does it?
Yeah, in a way.
In a way, I mean, it just doesn't have like a body, I guess. But the like, I love F1. I watch F1 actually, and then
Hmm.
I also love, you know, fast cars. Well, F1,
Right.
fast cars that I could drive personally, and like I was like, oh, what's the best thing like I could do? Because you could build a super that does 1,000 something horsepower, but I'm just not
But that's
into
not
that.
really you building is the thing. This is like
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah,
gonna be all
that's
you.
yeah. You just put in a turbo or whatever. But this
Hmm.
car, like you build it from the ground up, and I'm not necessarily gonna build it the same way as that one is. Well, I want to like design it myself completely. I want it to maybe look a little more like an F1 car than the ramp car.
Right.
Um, I just want to build it all by myself, weld it all. But it's the general look will sort of look like that because it's still gonna be like welded with metal pieces.
Do you
Cause
just like the look, or do you want to actually like use it to flip other cars, or like
oh,
what's your inspiration in picking this one?
we'll see,
We'll see.
we'll see.
Okay.
But I do like the look, and I do think that I
Sh-
I wanted to
I
build a
wonder
go
if that
kart.
would actually
Okay,
work, honestly, though.
think
Like
so?
if that's possible, like flipping the car like that. Because it seems like
It's possible.
I don't
Especially
know,
okay,
but
okay. If you're leaning like this and you like thirst the car up, it's gonna go like
right.
that,
But
right?
the thing is, like it's not that wide. You know what I mean? At least the
What do
one
you
in the
mean?
movie. Like I don't know. Maybe it would work, but
We'll find out, right?
we'll
Right,
find
we'll
out in the
find
future
out.
if we
We'll
ever
find
build it.
out. We're gonna build one, and then we'll just have to
Yeah,
find out.
but like I definitely agree with you. That's like super fun because you literally build it all by yourself. You have to figure out how the whole entire car like it gets put together. You need to know all like
Yeah,
the electrical circuits and stuff like like or not. It's not even gonna be electrical. You can just do like
I don't
how
think. Yeah,
yeah, because electrical
I
is just
don't.
more the advanced cars that have that.
Yeah, I don't. I
But
don't know if we're gonna be like if we're gonna be doing the electrical if I'm gonna be doing the electrical by
yeah,
myself because
well, just even like
that's
the
very
mechanisms of
complicated.
how the car works and like
But yeah,
you just need to know all that. And I think it's gonna be such a fun project to like learn how to do that.
yeah,
Is definitely something that
yeah. First wanted to do like a
we
go
should do.
kart. I was thinking like, oh, I want to build a go when I was like a little young. I was like, I want to build a go kart, but then I was like,
Yeah.
I want to build something cooler. And I was like, boom.
We should build go karts like two of them. My friend actually
Oh
in my
yeah,
neighborhood, I went to middle school with him, but he built his own go kart. I just always saw him like zooming around the neighborhood on it. It was just like a little tiny one. Just he got probably some like weird small frame from someone, put an engine in there, and he just drove around. I think they're not even that complicated to build, and it's so fun to just like mess around with them. Put off road tires,
oh
go
yeah.
dune buggying on them.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know
gonna
if
be
it's
so
possible.
stiff though, because they don't have any suspension.
You gotta do it yourself.
You gotta add the
Since you're
suspension
making
yourself.
you're making it, you have to make it the correct way, you know.
Yeah, but then that's kind of not a go kart anymore. That's a dune buggy. That's like an off road type of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing is, because when you're building like a sports car, you want the suspension to be like extremely stiff,
Yeah,
and then when you're doing like something off road, you want it to like kind of bend.
Why would you want your suspension to be stiff on a sports car?
Because you don't want anything to move. So when the
Because once it
tires, you
moves,
want
it
traction.
slows down your car. Yeah.
You want traction. When it moves, you kind of the center of gravity isn't at the bottom. It kind
Hmm.
of goes up a little bit, and
Does it cause
that's
like
some of the little
unnecessary
stuff.
drag in the way as well?
Probably. I mean,
Probably.
I'm not a professional in this. I'm not a professional in
Aerodynamics.
aerotech, aerodynamics. But I it's bad. Like everybody knows that for fast cars they have very stiff suspension.
Yeah.
That's why when you're like,
Sports
oh,
suspension.
Ferraris, yeah, they're always the stiff. It's always stiff, and then
Yeah.
comfort is always like the
I
one
was just
that
seeing if you
bounces around.
know anything about that because like I didn't know, so just saying. But let's go into our new segment. We were gonna do. You want to talk about the list we were gonna create because you kind of came up with this idea.
Oh, the money list. The money
Yeah.
list. The money list. All right. So we sort of made a list of our dream cars. So these are dream cars. These are cars that we will have in the future.
We will speak it into
We will.
existence.
Oh yeah, we're speaking it into existence. But they're cars not anything close to what we're at right now, right? We're just speaking out of our ass right now, but yeah. So, we made a list of $10 million, and
So this
then
is pretty
I
much
made
just
a
like
list.
a. This is
What was
pretty
that?
much like a. If we were to create a collection, this is the list we would use, and then we have a
Yeah.
limit of $10 million. Adik has a list of or a limit of $20 million because he's more into like the expensive cars, but and like the expensive ones that are like collectibles. I'm not really into that or don't have enough knowledge. You can say I just like the generic supercars that every teenager wants, like the GTR, the R8, and that's kind of like most of my collection is what it's made of. So yeah, you want to go first or should I?
Um,
I think I
how
should because
about you
yours is
should
a
go
cooler
first?
list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You go first.
So my favorite car and like a car that I really want to get in the future, if I'm able to, is a Lexus LFA. That car's around $1 million, and the reason I really like that car is because the engine sounds like absolutely incredible. I love the like high pitched V10 sound. It's like the V10 is non-comparable to like any engine sound, like at least to me. It's like so high pitched and clean sounding. I can maybe pull up a sound of what it sounds like or like a picture or something. I don't know. We'll see. My second car is one of the old Toyota Supras. And after like modifying it and putting in the big turbo, as Zadik was talking about, I think it would cost around like 100K, depending on what kind of deals you get, maybe a little more. The next one is a GTR, and that one this is gonna be the R35, the newer one. That's gonna be 200,000, and then an R8, Audi R8, 200K, and I'm gonna get the Bugatti Chiron. Most expensive car on my list. It's around $4.5 million, depending on who you ask. Andrew Tate says it's $5 million. Other people get it for $3 million. It just depends on the buyer.
It depends on what's it called, the accessories and everything else.
Yeah, all
Which
that stuff.
version it is as well. There's some
Hmm.
stuff that costs like half a million.
And also,
Add-ons.
since they are a rare car, the Bugatti can like choose to sell it for more. Like they don't have to sell it to you, so they don't. If they say like, oh, it's gonna
They,
cost this price, they'll sell it for that price.
I mean, the thing is they don't do
I
the
remember
market
seeing a
specific.
video that someone did, like that they did that to them.
Really,
Yeah,
the Bugatti did that? Because
yeah,
okay, the sports cars like the high class, they know what the price is gonna be beforehand, and those cars are already sold, before they're even out. So Bugatti
yeah.
doesn't even have to like put them on the market. It's already sold to
Right.
buyers. That's why Andrew Tate had such a hard time of getting his.
Yeah. Well, I guess yeah, that's probably more reasonable. And then the next car is the Porsche 918 Spider, which is $1 million. And then I really like the like old classic Lamborghini look, so I would get one of the Lamborghini Diablos, and those also range depending on who you buy it from, since you are gonna be buying it from like another person that owns it, not the like Lamborghini company. And I would say it's like from 300K to like maybe a million. I don't know, but I put 300K on this list. I just like really like the vintage look. The next one is a McLaren 720S, which is around 350K. I didn't really know much about this car until I saw someone in my city actually driving it. He has like a bright orange one. I think he's a logo designer and he works for some companies in LA. But yeah, I really like this car, and so I like did some research, and it ends up being a pretty nice one. Like it has a good performance package on it. And then the next
Wait,
car I was
can
gonna
you say
get,
what car that was again?
McLaren 720S.
You didn't look at the 765 LT?
I guess not. That's just the one he had, and I liked it.
Who?
The person from my city.
Okay, well, the 765 LT is the same car, like it's the same like car, right? But
It's
it's just
better.
like upgraded.
Oh, well
Upgraded.
then we'll go for that one then.
Yeah.
And then the next one is a Ferrari 488 Spider,
Yeah.
400K. Can't go wrong with the Ghost and the Wraith. You got to get a care package there. Or not a care package, what are they called? Pair? Whatever. They're both around 400K. Very nice, luxurious cars. And then I know Alec had this one on his list. It's the Brabus, the 6x6 McLaren one. Or
McLaren,
AMG.
Mercedes.
Not, yeah, Mercedes, sorry. I don't know why I said McLaren. But yeah, Mercedes. And that one's about $1.2 million. I think it's a really nice off roading vehicle. I'm sure he has more to say about it, so I'll let him get into his list now.
All right, my list. All right, we're gonna start off with those Brabuses. So, I have two Brabuses on my list because one is not enough, and it's like, sort of like a. In my eyes, it looks like a gangster sort of car. Like not a gangster, but like
Mafia.
mafia, exactly. So, when you pull up with two of those, nobody's gonna question you. You pull up with two of those plus a hypercar, you're into anything, anybody. Like nobody's gonna question you at all. So those two, they're insane. They're basically military cars.
Mm-hmm.
Like they do everything. They're perfect. They're literally perfect. So, and they got like 900 horsepower because they're Brabus. They're upgraded by Brabus. So, yeah, those two cars I put $2 million because I found one for $830,000 on sale right now. But I put 2 million because it might be an extra cost because of you can't really find any other on sale.
Mm-hmm.
You have a hard time finding two. So the next one on the list is gonna be an LFA as well because I do like LFAs. I need a what is it called? Like a day driver?
Everyday car.
Everyday car. Everyday car. That's one of the more tame cars on my list, if I'm being honest. And
Cheapest one.
it's the cheapest one. Yeah. No, I think the 6x6s are cheaper, but the LFA is
Maybe.
still $1 million. So we're gonna get into the good stuff right now. So I want a 918 Spider, Porsche 918 Spider, because let me finish this list. McLaren P1, and then a LaFerrari because I want to have the Holy Trinity in my
The
collection.
Holy Trinity.
The
What is
Holy
that?
Trinity. Holy Trinity, are the best of the best. They're three cars that were released around the same time with very similar performance, with competing against each other. So they're built to compete against each other. So
Yeah.
they're. I think it was Jeremy Clarkson that said it, or somebody said it and it just caught on, and the whole car community knows them by the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
So,
I remember watching a YouTube video about this actually. It was those three cars that were doing a little competition on a track. It was like some F1 track, I'm pretty sure, and they were
yeah,
testing the handling, the performance, speed, and everything. And I'm pretty sure the winner was the Porsche. They ended up getting the best times, and the driver said that like that was the best car. Like he felt the most
do
comfortable in it.
you remember who was driving it?
Oh, it beats me. That was a long time
Yeah.
ago. That was like
Yeah, I
20
mean,
years. 5 years
then
ago, something.
the 918 Spider might have won like in that situation, but it's not like it's not that cut and clean that it's like, oh, this is the
Right,
better
that
one.
was just like a
Yeah.
track. I think that meant just like overall it was best. Like obviously it's probably not the quickest one, or like there's like different. I don't remember other like type of things, but
It
for that
yeah.
track it was the best one.
Yeah, it's just for that situation, I guess. That
Yeah.
situation, yeah. So that Holy Trinity is on my list. Is on my 20 million list. They're not on my 10 million list.
Mhm.
The Holy Trinity, because there's cars that I want more than that, more than those three. So let's get to the list. So I want a Koenigsegg Agera. I want a 1-to-1 version, or any version that has a wing,
Mhm.
because
What's the
I
1-to-1
love
version?
how it looks. 1-to-1, it's 1 horsepower to 1 kilogram. I believe it's kilogram. It might be pound, but it's probably a kilogram. So that's insane. Like when you think about a car, right? It has like 500 horsepower, and that's insane, right? That's a very high horsepower. But it weighs, 4,000 pounds or three
Mhm.
thousand pounds. That's like 1 per 6 pounds. But how much kilograms? Do you know how much
Two
it would
point two.
convert? Two
Two
point
point
two.
two
So
pounds for a kilogram.
so it would be around like 1,500 kilo, 1.6 thousand kilograms or something like that. That's still a 1 horsepower per 3 kilograms.
Yeah.
That's not very good. So this car made it 1-to-1, which is insane. Every single piece, almost every single thing on the car is made out of carbon fiber. There's no plastic in the car whatsoever. Not a single piece of plastic, which was insane to
Expensive.
look at. Oh yeah. They go for around 3 million, maybe a little more depending on if the 1-to-1, because 1-to-1 there, I think there's only like 24 in the world,
Yeah.
or it's very rare. You might not find one for that price. I think I seen one go for like 6 something million. Like they're insane. But yeah, there's a couple of Gara versions underneath the 1-to-1, which I will be perfectly fine with having. I love the Gara. But now let's go on to the next one. I want it to match the Gara because it's sort of like they're sort of like almost like the Holy Trinity, but it's like two, and they're just like a perfect match. I don't know how to explain it, but it's the Pagani Huayra and the BC, or the R, or the one with the wings. I think it's just the BC and the R. I'm not 100% sure on each models, but both of those with wings. They need to have wings because they look absolutely beautiful with wings. And I would love them to be color matched, but that's not necessary
Yeah.
because you're probably not gonna be able to find one color match, or you need to buy it like from a place and color it, matching it right away. But yeah, those two, they're they're my top. Like, what I've been into cars for very long, and those two are the ones that I want to buy 100%. Like without a doubt, they go over any other cars on any other list. Like it's insane. I actually, there's something to say about the Agera. There was a new Regera. I'm not, I haven't done much research about it, but I think it's just like a little improved Agera.
Mhm.
It's like a hybrid version. I need to do some research onto that, but it also looks beautiful. But I'm
Is that
not
it on
sure
your
really
list?
about it. There's one more car on my list, and it's only if there's space in the budget because most of the cars might be going over budget. But it would be the Pagani Zonda. It's just a beautiful car.
You like
It's a
Paganis,
beautiful
huh?
car. Pagani is absolutely it's the two top companies is gonna be Koenigsegg and Pagani, but
Yeah.
Pagani is one of the two. Like, I could just go on. Like, if I really had money, I would buy out every single car that those two companies ever made. Like, I would go out and buy every single model.
Yeah.
I love them so much. Yeah. So that's my
Um,
list.
we're gonna be switching up our main topic right now. We don't have that much to say about cars. We're not like experts or anything or know how they completely work. We're just really fascinated by them and really want to have like nice cars in the future. So yeah, I think that's all we have for the car section of this podcast, right? You have nothing else to say?
Um, Not really.
Yeah.
For the section. I mean, we could talk about that. Like, we're Slavic and
Oh yeah,
so
the
many.
reason why we like cars. So yeah, since we
Yeah.
are Slavic, it's in our DNA to love cars, and to build them and to do like all that like modeling thing because it's the stereotype that Slavic people pretty much build cars. Like that's their job usually, at least a lot of the people we know. So
Yeah, I know like
that's
places where there's like just rows and rows of shops, like car shops, and they're just
hmm
all like Slavic people, Eastern Europeans, just right there, just like lined up, and they're all
yeah.
working on cars. Like it's insane.
So that's probably why we like cars too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's shift our focus over to music and some like yeah. So both of us play instruments and we've played a lot in the past. So you want to talk about like what instruments you've played and for how long and everything?
Yeah, so I've played piano for about, well, if we talk about like playing on with practices or just how long since I started
So yeah,
playing,
when did you start? Like you do you still play right now or not
I
really?
play from time to time. I don't have a
Uh-huh.
piano at home since we moved. We couldn't bring it with us. So I started playing when I was 7. I was 7. I started playing. I had lessons as a kid. I had, I think, three different piano teachers, and the third one the third one was the very
Nijat?
no,
Oh, it wasn't Nijat?
no,
Okay.
Nijat never taught me piano. He taught me guitar.
Oh, I
So
see.
it was Vera Markovna. She's a, what's that country starting with an A? It's right underneath
Azerbaijan.
Georgia. No, the other one. It's underneath Georgia. It's right
I
next
don't
to
know.
Azerbaijan.
Shoot. Um,
I forgot
Armenia.
Armenia. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So she's Armenian. Very nice lady. She is very good at teaching.
Yeah.
She was very nice to us.
And she developed a wonderful pianist, right?
Oh yeah, professional.
Would you say you're pretty good?
Was pretty good. For me to get back to pretty good, I need to like, put a little bit of time into
Yeah.
it too.
You
Because
play
I
guitar and
forgot.
piano, right? Those are
I
the two
play
instruments you play?
I play a lot of variations. So I play variations of guitar. I play variations
Well, like,
of,
it all goes in. Like, bass guitar, that's all pretty much the same thing.
but it's still a different skill. Like it's not the same thing. Like yeah, it's easier for you to learn bass if you know guitar, but it's not the same.
Yeah, I guess.
It's the
That's
same.
true.
It's the same
Well,
thing. Like
also, bass is pretty easy to play. It's literally just don, like pretty much one note or like one string and stuff. It's not anything
not all the
complicated.
time.
Well, for like majority of songs, like obviously there's like songs that are gonna have like a solo, but like basic, like you're able to
It's not. It's
learn.
not hard. It's not hard.
Yeah,
It's not hard. Yeah. So
but those are the two instruments, right? That you play,
like
like
that I
main
was
ones.
really good at. Yeah, I've played saxophone in my life. I've played.
Uh huh.
I don't remember, dude. There's a lot of instruments. I think I
Which one
tried
would you say
trumpet and
you're better
trombone,
at?
but I'm definitely the best at piano. Hands down.
Okay.
Like no matter what, I'm best at piano. Guitar, I'm still pretty good, but I'm not as good as
Yeah,
piano.
I've actually started just like learning how to. Well, like not started. It's been probably 6 8 months. Like when I've been playing, I started last year in around like March or April, I think, and I've just been playing like pretty much every single day since then. I don't know, just I'm self-taught. I never had a teacher for guitar, so I'm probably learning at a slower pace and stuff and not doing the correct things. But I'm still doing pretty good. I know how to play like probably 10 songs right now off the top of my head. I just memorize all of my songs I play, and then I feel like I'm good at switching from chord to chord. Right now, I'm actually learning a bunch of different scales, so I'm learning the pull them up. So I got the pentatonic minor and major scales, and I kind of just want to see which notes go together because I know that's going to help me in the future. What if I want to like create my own music, because those notes from like each scale go together and sound like best if you're making a song. Like I'm still new to this whole entire scale thing, but I'm sure you know more about it, right? Like
Uh,
with piano.
yeah, but the thing is, I've never learned the pentatonic scale. I was kind of taught the sound through a different type of thing. I had specific sound classes that
Yeah.
for composure it was meant for not singing but learning sound and how it worked and how there's like rules in music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was taught what not to do, and then by just listening, I could tell if if it sounds like how
Like if a
what
different
next
note should
note.
go there. Okay, yeah.
Not necessarily, but I could just sit down on a piano and start playing random stuff. Like I could sit down from one, like I press a couple of keys and I could just start playing anything because it just like
Like playing a
fits in my
song
head.
or just making something up by yourself.
Making something up. But I
Okay.
could also play a song, like any song that I listen to, I could sit down and play it.
Yeah, like I noticed that with guitar, like if I just like strum a little bit, it takes longer for me, but like I can like just move my fingers. I'm like, oh wait, that sounds good, and kind of just like go, and then like eventually I can get like what is like the song should sound like. I'm just learning how to do that, so I'm obviously not as good as you, but it's still cool like testing your brain and like learning how to do that yourself and like without looking up notes.
Yeah,
Um,
I was actually talking to this guy, the other day. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. I was talking to this guy, and he's like, um, because I told him that I'm in cybersecurity, in
mhm.
school for cybersecurity, and he said that, and then we started talking about music. So this is the conversation. He goes, "Oh yeah, that's literally perfect for your degree because music is very
Yep.
it develops your brain for like cryptography and like stuff like that, like
I was told the same
patterns and
thing.
matching stuff
Yeah.
like that." Yeah. So
One
it
of
yeah.
one of my teachers actually, we were doing like an introduction thing for one of our classes, and a lot of kids said they create music and they play instruments and like that's one of their hobbies. And the teacher was like, "Oh, that's very good. Like, I'm happy you guys do that because with music, there's like you have a creative mind and you're able to think like more quickly and your brain just like processes better." So I guess uh like playing music is really good for like engineers or in your case the IT people, cybersecurity. So yeah.
Mhm.
Um, oh actually another I didn't even bring up the saxophone. That's my main instrument. They're both back
Yeah.
here, but I actually started playing saxophone when I was in sixth grade. So it's been around 6 7 years since I've been playing it. Definitely my like the stronger instrument. I learned a lot of songs and I feel like I mastered it pretty well. At this point, I don't play it as much since I'm focusing mostly on guitar. I want to get better with that, but from time to time I like pick it up and play. The problem with this saxophone back here is that I bought it for I think around $300. So it's one of like this cheap metal ones from China, and it's like it's not good for sure. Like it's all falling apart right now. The keys don't line up. So what happens in the saxophone, how it's created, is that some keys when you press it down, they um they're like connected. So that like it presses down different keys, and some of them are bent up higher, so the other ones don't get pressed down all the way, and air leaks out. So I'm not able to like play like a perfect sound. So I have to go in myself and bend the keys until like they're perfect. So like I
Uh-huh.
have that going on. It's falling apart. I need to get a new
Yeah.
one. But yeah, that definitely allowed it to become easier for me to play the guitar right now because like I have a music background and I have knowledge in that. Um, so yeah, that's was like what introduced me into music. And the reason I brought up music is because I actually want to like do something in the music industry in the future. Like I'm interested in creating my own music and Currently, I have been using a program called Soundtrap. It's Spotify's like developing software program, and I kind of just go on there and just like create my own beats and like melodies and stuff. I make like rap beats sometimes or just like slow pace type of music. Just kind of messing around, trying to get better on it. And I think this is gonna like definitely help me out to like understand music better and help me with like the scales and stuff. So I'm just kind of trying to incorporate that all together. Have you ever tried anything like that, like the producing?
Yeah, I've tried it a while ago. I I was into that
Yeah.
like 3, 4 years ago. I think I was still in high school at the time. I started making beats as well, but it's
Yeah,
just
even if you don't release, I think it's just fun to like create your own thing and just kind of listen to it. It obviously doesn't sound good or sound professional, but
yeah.
like, dude, I don't know. Me and my friend were actually like making our own freestyles to one of my beats. It was so funny. Like the beat sounds garbage, but we're just like messing around, just having a good time. Just connected my phone to like the car speaker, and I was playing those things. But yeah, I've also been
Yeah.
creating lyrics recently. Also very garbage, but I don't know, just kind of write down what's on my heart. Going through certain times, and you just
Tough
translate
times.
that into music. So,
Those get the most views, right?
oh yeah, because everyone relates to
Sad
them.
songs.
But yeah, I definitely want to get better at that. And just right now, all I can do is just pretty much play guitar and understand music better. And then maybe in the future, I could create my own beats and then put the lyrics over it and release music. But that's definitely something I'll be working towards. That's one of my goals is to release my own music in the future.
Okay, that's cool.
Would you ever want to do that? Release music?
I'm down to do that. I just like it's
Just not something you've been thinking about. Like that's not on
yeah,
your.
it's not like a in visual. I'm not visualizing it as a
Right.
goal like in the near future.
I think it's just like right now I'm very passionate about music and learning it, so that's kind of what I've been thinking. I'm the type of person that like if I'm doing something, I envision it being like to the extreme. So like creating your own music is definitely an extreme and making money off of it, and that's kind of what I see. I'm like, you know what? That's what I want to do. And like I watch these like documentaries on YouTube about um these like what are they the super like the pop stars. I'm like, shoot,
Uh-huh.
I really want that feeling like going up on stage and like performing against or in front of like thousands of people. So yeah, that's kind of what's been inspiring me recently to do it. But yeah,
Yeah.
what kind of music do you listen to? Like, what are you interested in?
Yo, you should have prepared me for this because I have no idea about names. I'm more like
Well, like styles,
um
not even names.
I don't even know the styles. That's what I'm saying. I don't know
You
any
don't
of
know
the style. Okay,
styles? All
let me
right, here
pull up.
I can go.
You go
Yeah, I'll
first. I'll
talk while
pull
you're
up.
pulling it up. So, just like when I'm in a chill type of mood, I like to listen to like, um, shoot, maybe I'm the same way. I don't know the names of their style. Okay, alternative music. That's what it is. I like to listen to
What is that?
alternative music. So it's like just like guitar, type of melodies, and it's like peaceful type of like laid back music.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and then I also like listening to like certain like pop songs. So like 2010 pop songs. Like Fireflies, like that type of style.
Oh yeah.
Um, Riptide is another one. Like I like those like guitar or like piano melodies, like peaceful ones, but like it's like mostly like the vocals, which is really good. Like that's what type of music I like. And then from time to time I listen to rap. Not really a big fan of it anymore. I feel like it's too loud and it's not really creative in my opinion. Like it's just not my style. How do you
Yeah,
feel about rap?
I don't really like rap either.
Yeah,
I used to listen to it, but
same.
it gets boring. Like it's just screaming. Like
Mhm.
I it just doesn't like put me in a good mood. I just
Like
don't
for
like
the gym, even that like I don't like rap. I like listening to like hard style or rock. That's my thing.
And
Eric
like
introduced me to rock.
hard style about the what's it called? Girly songs. What is it called? What are those called? Like the girly songs? Like what is it called?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. It's like I want you to make me feel like I'm the only and like they have like certain types like songs that like girls would listen to, but they turn it
Yeah.
into like hard style. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, those are
Those
definitely
are
those are bangers.
bangers. Yeah. They're
But
amazing.
shoot, at the gym recently, I've actually been listening to motivational speeches. Vilm has been sending to me them,
Really?
and dude, it hits different. Like you put it to a very loud volume, and it just like it brings out an animal inside of it because it like in a way puts you down because you start thinking about how you live your life and you're like, bruh, what am I doing, you know? And it's like so you just like start going crazy, you know? Like that's what I hit my max on bench doing that actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's just it brings out an animal inside of
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's the type of music I will listen to the gym. And then I also like whenever I'm in a relaxing mood, I also like listening to like worship music. I don't know, it just puts me into like a good spirit, good like feeling cuz I don't know, I feel like it just like relaxes me and able to just sing along. I don't know, do you listen to the worship music or not really?
I not really lately. I do
Yeah,
listen
I
like when I'm
recently just
driving
started it.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I do
I
listen when I'm driving.
when I was in like middle school and high school, I like never listened to it, but like recently, I don't know. I guess I had a change of heart, but it honestly sounds pretty good. Like I'm very picky with it, but there's some songs I really like. I can actually say a couple of them. But do you have any specific songs that you really like, or not really?
I want to actually talk about the
Your
actually
styles?
no. That's we can speak about it in a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't really. My styles are more like the. I think you said alternative music.
Mm-hmm. Alternative, yeah.
It's like, it's more of like the come a little closer middle of the night.
Yeah, yeah, I
Like
love those ones.
those like, they're just calm and they just put you like in like
I
a
actually like the
okay
"Miss
mood.
You" song by Oliver Tree is a good one,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
it's
"All Time
it's in my
Low,"
playlist.
like that type of style. Like
Yeah.
those are my favorite. And then for worship song, I like "Tremble," like "Reckless Love," "Awesome God." There's a specific ones that I really like, and yeah, that's just kind of like the music I like listening to. Shit, I think that's about it, right? With music and cars, got
Actually,
everything.
I wanna say something today,
You want to
dude.
talk to?
I want to talk a little bit, but it's not gonna be like it's about the motivation,
Yeah.
speeches, whatever motivation. So I get up today, right? I wake up, I get ready, I go to play soccer because I made myself a new goal. Anyways, so
What's the goal?
the goal, uh, do I speak on it?
I don't know. I don't know what your goal is.
Well,
Or
okay.
maybe
My goal is to try out for soccer next year, right? For
for what kind of
university,
soccer?
university.
Okay.
I want to try out at a university. Hopefully a nicer one. I don't know, maybe try out Boise or
Uh huh. I don't
like
even
a
know.
decent.
Boise has a good soccer team. Not gonna
I
lie.
don't know if it's good, but it's a university. It'll get me eyes on me. So yeah. So I went. So I went to play soccer. I had such a hard time finding a way to pump up my ball. Anyways, bought a needle at Walmart. Pumped up the ball. Get to soccer. I'm by myself, by the way. Like it's all by myself. There's no like passing the ball or anything like that. It's just I was practicing shooting, and then I was just running,
Mhm.
a lot of running. So I get there, right? The motivational stuff, right? I started just screaming at myself. I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like in my head, I'm like, like the motivational stuff. Like you said that
Mhm.
it puts you in like a
You
place.
start
Like,
judging
what am I?
yourself and
Yeah,
like.
you start judging. Yep, exactly. So I started screaming at myself, and I'm just like you need to get better, like to reach this goal and stuff like that. And so yeah, so I end up that, and then I kicked the ball and I'm just doing so bad. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, how am I doing this bad? Like, there's no way I should be playing this bad. And I was like, what if it's just not me? I look at the ball and it's like egged. It's like it's not a full circle. It's like egged. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, dude, I wasted so much time today. Well, not wasted. Like I think I still put like good effort. It's still gonna be good for me. But I wasted time. I was screaming at myself because I was doing bad, and but it was the ball's fault. Like normally I don't have
Nah,
any
bro, it's
problem.
your fault. It's not the
Yeah,
ball's fault.
so no,
You gotta make
normally
best of
I'm very
situations.
on aim. Normally I'm on aim. My shots are pretty good wherever I want to hit. It usually hits,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I it was like just such a struggle, and then
No, duh.
all of that, and then I was like, dude, what is wrong? But yeah, I screamed at myself today a lot, and then I ended up not being my fault, and then still my fault because you know still need to get
You
better.
weren't smart, and you didn't see that
So
earlier.
the thing is, that ball is so old.
Did you end up getting a
It's
new one?
I not yet, but I will be getting a new one hopefully.
No,
Hopefully.
duh. I actually want to say something before we end the podcast. In the weeks coming up ahead and like future episodes, we're actually gonna do like a different type of style. I haven't told Adik this yet, but I wanna like I've already created like a couple, I guess, what are they called? Not guidelines. I guess yeah, the guidelines or outlines of future episodes, but I want to start taking a deeper dive into analyzing like ancient civilizations or empires, and we're gonna be like talking about like the Egyptian Empire, the Roman one, the Greek, and I'm just gonna be doing like we're both gonna be doing research on it,
Uh-huh.
about like the government, like the culture, religion, and like pretty much like all the benefits from like each empire, and I think that's gonna be like a cool thing for like people listening because they're gonna be hearing like like new things that like you never heard from this, and I think it's been cool just like pretty much researching all this history stuff for us. Like at least
Okay,
I'm very interested in history,
that's cool.
and
Yeah,
yeah, so
I
that's
think
pretty
that's a
much
good
what we're gonna
idea.
be doing in the
Do you
upcoming episodes.
upcoming episodes? Okay, so it's not just a one episode thing.
No, like we're gonna
It's like a
be
detailed.
analyzing each like
Okay,
civilization. So like next one's gonna be the Egyptian uh, empire or the Egyptians, whatever they call themselves.
that's
Oh,
sick. Yeah,
yeah.
that's sick.
But anyways, if you're interested in history and about like ancient civilizations, tune in next time. Thank you for listening, watching. We're gonna sign off here. See ya.